I have no idea, but yet here we are. Oh shit! I forgot to start the Instagram. God damn it! I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. Go live. Okay, there we go. Sadly, they all missed it. Yeah. So listen, I can actually sing. I was trying to be really bad in that. Okay, so notice I'm in my new studio space, kind of, not really yet, because I look like this is like a hostage video, and I don't have my soundproofing tiles up here yet. I do have them though, if you want to see, although I'm in a chair that doesn't really have wheels on it, so I don't really want to squeak, and it is a little short, so I gotta boost myself up in it. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. Sorry. So anyway, yeah, I don't know where the boys are, and I think Dennis is out drinking tequila. No good, stay out late that he is. Yeah, nah, I don't have any guitar. Oh, I should bring a guitar down here. Well, I'm actually gonna have a bookshelf back here, and then I'm doing like a Shining theme, and I have my Shining stuff, and it's just not in yet. My mat, and the colors I used on the tiles are really cool. They're like purple and black and green, and that will match with my rug. And I know I got to bump the chair up. I know. Let me see if I can sit a little bit better. Hold on. I fluff my pillows up. All right. That's it. That's all I got. That's where I'm going to be. So, yeah. What are we going to talk about tonight? Dennis will be here around 9. Xavier, I've not heard from. So yeah, we're just hanging. Me and my boys here. All right, here we go. So we're going to do tonight's show is clearly about Memet delivering a multitude of truth bombs today, and I thought it was fun and really interesting how that kind of went down. So I have about 25 clips for tonight. Mr. Dangles is going to be doing the second part of his Steven Crowder thing, and I have that queued up for tonight. So Miss Beaverhausen did mention that, Emily Stern has a new video out, and it's quite delicious, and I'm looking forward to us talking about that as well. It's going to be really hard for me to do everything and read and look at all the comments and all that stuff all at the same time. So just kind of bear with me, and yeah, and we'll get through it. And I even forgot water. I don't have anything with me here. I kind of stink. All right, let's get going with the show, with the shit show. So start a show. Here we go.
Hi-oh. Everybody is excited with the rock music behind us as we
Yes, we're all excited about
all pumped up for today's show. Everybody loves it already. Everybody loves the show already. They haven't even done anything. Hi-oh. It's great. We just had a little meeting.
There seemed to be a lot of laughter going on in there.
Oh, sure. My God. Yeah, we were making a lot of jokes, God, about so many funny things. I mean, but you know what? I don't even know where to begin. There was so many funny things we were talking about. Like, just the fact that, like, Richard loves Thanksgiving Day parades, and
who cares?
He's in love with Tom Turkey, and thinks that whoever's on the Tom Turkey float, it's the most important float. I mean, it just makes me laugh. Everything makes me laugh.
So yeah, of course, then he goes on to say that he used to bring like little Ashley, when she was 6 years old, to the Thanksgiving Day parade, because of course it was right outside of his house on the Central Park West Side, and where they would do all the staging for the Thanksgiving Day parade. And I don't know what everybody out there's feelings are about the Thanksgiving Day parade, but I know that in New York it was a pretty big friggin' deal. That's what we did. So you either went to the parade if your parents really wanted to bundle you up because invariably it was freezing that day, or you watched it on TV, and then it was followed by March of the Wooden Soldiers. I mean, who didn't do that? Like on Channel 11, that's what we did. You watched the parade, and then you watched March of the Wooden Soldiers. So that was the thing. It's literally ingrained in you in the tri-state area to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. It just is. And I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. It was started before I was obviously even born. And then yeah, that's exactly what we did. Yes, on WPIX. That's exactly right. So yeah, we all did that. We all did it. There would be a multitude of Toys R Us commercials, gearing you up for all the shit that you were gonna get for Christmas. And then when Santa came by on his sleigh in front of Macy's, and you knew the parade was basically over. Sometimes we got to go see the parade. And when I started working, and I worked in the children's district, which was basically on 33rd Street and 34th Street. One of the companies I worked for, we had like an amazing view of like 34th Street and going around the corner onto really like on Broadway and going around the corner to 34th Street. And so we would gather there and have a big party, and everybody would watch the parade and bring their families. And yeah, it's good times, good fun. So yeah, it brings back really fond memories. But of course, Howard has to make it about stupid shit. The friggin' turkeys, just everything. It was just kind of shitty here. I'll play it for you because you'll get what I mean when I play this.
That thing was called Tom Turkey. And what
I'm
a bizarre
getting a whole education here today. I was a child. I used to that parade. People turn it on like it's like they're summoned by an alien, and they have to look at it.
Oh,
Because
that's
every
So jealous, so stupid. Sorry that you didn't have a good family life, you asshole.
household has the TV on.
yeah.
But what a weird holiday. Like the highlight of the parade
Listen to this.
is a float of this cute bird that you're going to kill and eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could be
It's
in
like
your
if
stomach.
the Nazis, it's like if the Nazis had a parade and had like Jews,
Oh, sure.
in a cage.
That's a great
A
analogy.
big Jew
And
walking
a
down the
big
street
Jew.
with people
Yeah.
hanging on them.
Yeah, right, like a big Jew. But
Can you even imagine, you guys? Can you even imagine that he made just a turkey, which everybody looks forward to because everybody eats friggin' turkey on Thanksgiving except for those two losers. And he compares it to Nazis parading Jews. I mean, it's just I just don't get it. I just don't get it. By the way, I've almost run over many a turkey because they go wild in Pennsylvania, and they're assholes. Turkeys are assholes. That's why I don't feel bad eating them. And the same thing holds true for lobsters. Lobsters are absolute assholes. So I never feel bad eating those jerks. Yeah, and Robin's just a jealous bitch. She's just a horrible, horrible human being. Yes, Jeremy. What about the big salmon? Yeah, that yeah, exactly. What about exactly. Like a giant salmon float. I would love to at this point have inserted the Borat running of the Jews, but the last time I did, I got in trouble from the Borat people for playing the running of the Jews, which is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a movie in my entire life. But you're not that funny, Howard. You're just making it analogous to, Nazis, and it was really stupid. Okay, let's move on. Okay, whoever's making note of my car and the murderous trip I had down here, it's not funny. I'm still living that nightmare. Okay, so let's listen to what the schedule is for today, because none of this happened either.
yeah, today I'm going to get to the following things, Robin, if I do this right.
Okay, let's see.
I'm going to try to get to Hold Talks. I've
No.
been talking about Hold Talks for a while.
Yes. That was supposed
Excuse
to
me.
think be in Cocktober or something.
Yeah, Cocktober, and it's already Cockvember. Blit and JD in Paris.
No.
The game, what is JD singing?
No.
What impression, rather, is JD doing, not singing?
Ah.
And there's a bunch of other bits, too, that we have to get to
It didn't get to any of that.
that are really important. I do want to say hi to a couple of people. Let's say hello to, oh, gosh, where do we go?
Hello, hello.
So, of course, he went right to Marianne from Brooklyn. That must be the first call of the day is Marianne from Brooklyn. Whatever. I skipped a lot of stuff for today because the Memet stuff was so delicious. I'm really wanting the boys to be here so they could hear it. But such is life. And I'm very uncomfortable in my new chair. I'm not happy. Oh, God. I'm such a fidgety sitter that it's going to be an issue. Alrighty. So we went back to the Buckwald conversation and how that went this weekend. According to a few people I spoke to, they did not see Howard at the memorial, which is kind of weird considering he said he talked. So maybe he just kind of, came in and spoke first or something like that, and then left. And I think that's kind of how it went down. So yeah, let's see what happened with the stupid outfit that he wore.
I get home, I go up to my closet to take off my clothes. I look in the mirror. My new brand new sweater was on backwards. It was backwards. No wonder I look ridiculous.
How do you do that? Have you?
You want to know how I do
dress
it?
Yourself?
I'll tell you exactly how you do it. These fucking people who make clothing should all be arrested.
Why?
Because there's labels.
So you're an idiot. There's always labels because A, you need to know how to care for your garment, and B, so that morons like you can distinguish the front from the back. And sometime during the summer, or maybe it was before he went to Italy, he was talking about how he got all this new clothing and he was cutting all the labels out of it because they're itchy and they bother him and he doesn't understand why clothing has labels in it. But A, it's by law, you have to tell people where it was made, where the components are from, and how to wash it. And B, it's so morons like you can tell the difference between the front and the back. Here we go.
Because there's labels in the back.
No kidding.
I remove every single label. I even have a little tool that removes all the labels. So I removed all the labels. I couldn't tell the front or the back of the shirt.
So clearly he has a wife who doesn't love him because he commented yesterday that Beth said, I can't believe you're wearing that. I can't believe that that's what you're wearing. You look like shit. You're wearing jeans and a sweater and like some jacket. But how does she not notice that he has his sweater on backwards? Like, really, everybody knows when they put their sweater on backwards. Everybody. And idiot did not. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there and mention, yes, he needs a label. He needs a label removing coach. It's so stupid. It's like, it's like a little thing. It's like, it has like a little sharpness in here, and it has like a little piece of plastic on the nib here, and it's sharp on this side, and you kind of scoop it underneath the threads and you just kind of like slice it off. I don't understand why he needs to do that. I can't even imagine how somebody like him, who is basically hunched over like this anyway and doesn't feel anything in his neck, can actually feel the label. I mean, it's just so stupid. So a guy calls in and wants to talk to him about his art, and he's like, of course I had a teacher, of course. And then he goes into like, how difficult it is for people to do art. And the reason he stopped doing photography is because everybody is a photographer and he wanted to do something different. So here we go.
Now, I was into photography for a while, and then I said to myself, you know what? Every shithead now has a camera and everyone's taking pictures. I want to be able to paint. That's what I was. I said, I want to do something people can't do.
Right.
Because everyone walking around is now a photographer. It's killed the entire photography industry. Everybody's a photographer.
Absolutely.
It's just like
Yes.
radio.
Right. Radio's dead. I mean, everyone's got a microphone in their house and they're interviewing everybody and they're talking
Yeah, that's you. That's you,
to
stupid.
everybody. I mean,
That's you, stupid. That's you. That's you. That's you in your basement with a mic talking to everybody. Yeah. Yeah, I have nothing to say. And you know what? You have to excuse the fact that since Dennis isn't here giving us a recap on the, minute by minute minutia that was the show today, I'm just going big picture and I'm just giving you my clips and telling you what's going on with them. Okay. Okay. So art is a joke now to Howard. And, we all talk about how he basically like photoshops and does all this bullshit, but he gets into that a little bit. Here we go.
so let's say I make a 36 by 36 inch paper, painting. You see it on Instagram and it's a little tiny square. So all art has been reduced to look like it's been painted by a computer. There's no such thing as looking at a piece of art in person and appreciating the artistry and the talent that goes into creating, whether it's a landscape or a portrait. It's a joke now because
Yeah, it's a joke. So that's why he's not doing it anymore, because he feels like so much art looks like it's computer generated. And because of AI, he thinks that more people are going to get into doing his type of artwork. So allegedly that he does, completely by hand, which I still don't believe. I mean, if you look at Howard Stern art, yeah, I mean, this is where we were at. Look, Howard Stern gifted painter. That's pretty funny. I don't really have the drawing of Beth, which always kills me. It's here somewhere, but who really gives a shit? Yeah, this is like his latest painting, which was, well, it's not his latest one, but this is what he does. So this is basically what Howard does. And you know what? It's not that great. It's not that great. All right, let's move on. Here we go.
because I remember when I was studying photography, I started to learn how to manipulate Photoshop. And in order to even just like remove something from the picture, that was a whole art in itself. You really had to know a lot of moves in Photoshop. It was not easy.
Yeah, it is. It is easy, actually. I mean, those of us who use Photoshop, we understand it and we know how to use it, unlike yourself, who actually had the hubris to not only take photographs, but then to compose the photographs and start using Photoshop and do a calendar in Photoshop, which is actually, it's the biggest joke known to mankind that you actually did this. I mean, come on, let's look at it. Not only did he like blur out the background, he enhanced her teeth. He gave her like inappropriate shadowing. Then the dog basically has no paws and he faded out the paws and then just, I don't even know what he was trying to do. We've done shows on this before, but he literally had the dog, have like no feet. And then he used his blur tool and then he clone stamped the shit out of like the sand and everything. It's quite possibly the worst picture that anybody could do. And the fact that they indulged Howard to allow him to do photos like this. Like he shaded her underneath here. He cut her leg off over here. Look, he created shadows underneath her leg and he just cut it off like, mid cankle. It was just, look at the elbow. Look at the elbow. It just kind of comes curving down like a witch's tit. I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane what he did with this photo. Look at how he used the blur tool and the dog, a piece of the dog is like attached to her arm over here, not to be confused with the dog's two legs and tail that are down here. But he like sliced her. I don't know what he did here. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, everything that he did here. But sure, let's indulge the creative genius that he is. I never got a hold of this calendar too, and I would love to. I just love how deliciously horrible it is. It really, really is. What's my midlife crisis? Shut up. Monique analyzing an anorexic pill midlife crises. Yes, I know. But yeah, I could do this all day because he's just so ridiculous, and his skill level is literally like a 2. It really is. It's kind of pathetic. It's really pathetic. Okay, let's move on a little bit, shall we?
That said, is there some place, and I know you're kind of wary of letting people see your work. Is there, now that it's been a little longer, is there some place to go to see more of your work?
I would take every painting I ever did and put up a show, but I'm too busy and too lazy to do it. If somebody did it, I wouldn't mind people seeing what I painted. I'm proud of what I painted. Some of it's better than other things.
Okay. So this is a man who has no less than 5 assistants, 6 assistants. If he really wanted to put his shit together, he would do it. I think that he doesn't want a critic coming there and criticizing it. I think that he doesn't want people to scrutinize his artwork. I think he's full of shit. I think maybe some point when he dies, maybe his kids will do an exhibit and do something kind of ridiculous like that. But I know he's definitely too lazy. Of course he is. I'm too busy and I'm too lazy. That's exactly right. Mo, if he does do a show, you need to go. Yeah, of course I would do that. Of course I would. I mean, it's never going to happen, but of course I would. All right. Then they get into a conversation about how people are getting robbed. I don't even know what it started with. Oh, it was Sammy Hagar's Tequila company got robbed. So I don't know exactly what the story was, but let's see if we can look at that really quickly. Robbed. Let's see. I mean, this is such a crazy story. I can't even possibly imagine that this could be true. Wait, hold on. Let me click out of this. Okay, check this out. Sammy Hagar robbed of $1 million worth of tequila in organized crime double truck heist near Mexican border. Sammy Hagar launched the Santos Spirits brand with celebrity chef Guy Fieri in 2019, but now the pair are missing 24,240 bottles of tequila. Sammy Hagar and his business partner, Guy Fieri, have become victims of organized crime after 2 trucks transporting $1 million worth of the pair's Santos Spirits tequila was stolen in separate heist near the Mexican border. The trucks, which were en route from Santos Spirits base at the Tequila e Viejo distillery near Guadalajara, went mixing near Laredo, Texas last week. All right, so it was already in the States. And the cargo, as well as bottles of super expensive extra añejo, were nowhere to be found. For a growing company, it's really a shame for something like this to happen. According to the agency investigating crime, the trucks were illegally double brokered to a different carrier and their GPS tracker spoofed using a GPS emulator application. So it's big business here. This is the strangest thing I've ever seen in the spirits industry in over 25 years. I've never seen anything. It's 2 of our trucks 4 days apart to be stolen so out of the ordinary. Yeah, well, it's the Wild West, so tough shit. I'm sure they have insurance for that. And look, Fieri is offering $10,000 reward to anybody able to locate the missing trucks. It's like you're saying it's worth $1 million, but sure, your stupid, shitty $10,000 is really going to bring somebody in to get that back to you. It's kind of ridiculous. Idiots. So anyway, then they started talking about how the Kelsey brothers apparently got robbed as well. And they had, tens of thousands of dollars in their home and whatever. And that's what happened. Yeah, I would think a marketing gimmick, but to what end? Is that make whatever shitty tequila that they still do have more important and more expensive because there's not that many bottles of it? And does anybody really give a shit about his tequila? I mean, honestly. Oh, thank you, Autobot Al. It was Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes were both robbed, right? They were both robbed. So Robin comes up with this theory because, Robin's an idiot too. Here we go.
One of the guys in the meeting today said athletes are getting robbed too. Travis Kelce and
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes were both
There we
robbed
go,
recently. And I beg the question. If you got
Well,
as much money as
that is a thing that's happening
Listen to
because
this.
of AI too.
AI.
So they see the guy playing on the court. They know he's not at home. Then they can look up his address and go rob him.
Really? Is that the way it works, Robin? Is that the way it works? They could see the fact that pretty much every Sunday, that's where that guy is because he plays football. So they see him on the court. And yeah, I got that. I got it, Sue M. I got it. So they see him playing on the court and they could look up his address and go rob him. I mean, that could pretty much be said for anybody who plays anything any day. You can say like some guy who's out on tour, Billy Joel, you can go rob his house. These people are multimillionaires. Why don't they have security? Oh my God, hi. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. So
Yes.
nice of you to join. It's so nice to see you. Not really, but okay.
Not really, yeah.
Yeah, hi. We're just talking about Robin thinking that AI is responsible for the thievery to Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, who both got shit
what?
stolen from their homes. But it's
Oh.
AI's. Did you know that?
No, I did not. Well, I've been out of loop all day.
Yeah, well, can I tell you why it's AI's fault? Would you like to hear that? And then we'll continue
Please
on.
do.
Sure, let me know.
one of the guys in the meeting today said athletes are getting robbed too. Travis Kelce and
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes were both robbed recently. And I beg the question. If you got
Well,
as much
that is
money
a-
as
That
Oh,
is
listen to this.
a thing that's happening because of AI too. So they see the guy playing on the court. They know he's not at home. Then they can look up his address and go rob him.
Wait, and they couldn't do that before AI?
Exactly.
Like there's literally a schedule printed.
That's
at the
what I
beginning.
said. These people play sports. Everybody knows where they are. Everybody, I mean,
Yeah.
she's an idiot. And so you're coming in at just the right time because I'm going to do this whole Memet segment. Because
Ugh.
no. Ugh. Memet skewered this today. Absolutely skewered them. And it was delicious. It was like the best thing in the whole wide world. By the way, I bought myself an entire tin of Trader Joe's English toffee with nuts. And it is so freaking delicious.
Let's not talk about food.
I'm the happiest girl in the world. And look, Xavier, looky, look where I am.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That looks pseudo professional.
Well, it will get there once I have my bookshelf and I put up all my tiles and, have it really kind of working out. But yeah, so my chair is a little low for my desk. And so I either need to raise it or put it on a platform. I'm open to any ideas people have for how to do this because it's a super comfortable chair, but it's just a snurch low. It's a snurch low for my desk. Okay. So and then we were just talking about how Sammy Hagar was robbed of $1 million worth of tequila because he's an idiot too.
Yeah, him. It wasn't just him. It was him and the other dude, right?
Guy Fieri. Yes, Guy Fieri.
I apologize for my voice tonight, guys.
That's okay. You're a little gravelly, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the fans in the studio. So last week, if you recall, they tasked Memet with making sure that everything went smoothly because he basically said he could do everybody their's job and it doesn't run as smoothly as it could. So now that it's all said and done and the fans were in, he's basically going to rate them. And for those of you who did not see that last week, I would like to show you from the Stern Show thingamajiggy videos that I do have from it. So just so that you can just kind of have a
Last
little
week we had the
pressure.
ultimate Howard Stern.
Hold on a second. Oh, okay. So this is actually from today. So let's take a look. See at that. All right, here we go. This will just give you a little precursor to what happened.
Stern Show fan experience, and some of our biggest fans got the opportunity to watch us work in the studio.
My job really was to be the correspondent and to watch how everybody handled the fan event. So I thought maybe today I could hand out some gold stars.
Now you're talking my language.
I'm going to hand my first gold star to Fred Norris.
Okay, so we'll come back to this a little bit later, but that I guess is what
Really? Is this like a third grade presentation?
it is absolutely a third grade presentation.
Stupid.
But it's actually brutal. So I'm excited to share this with you. So let's go to the first fans of the
And
studio.
some of our biggest fans got the opportunity to watch us work live in the studio. The fans who weren't selected, by the way, I should point this out, they were very jealous to hear how it went and jealous they didn't get chosen. Howard, it was great listening to the Ultimate Fan Experience. Please do it again. I wish I'd won so I could bring my son. He's a double major in radio, film, and TV and sports communication. Can you imagine a double major? How do you do that? It
On
would have
all these things that you can't get a job in.
Yes. Nothing better than having a double major in something that's pretty much done. Pretty much you could do from your house with a microphone.
Yeah, pretty much.
It would have been the experience of a lifetime for my son. Maybe next time. Howard, I'm feeling like a whiny, envious Memet listening to the winners of the Ultimate Fan event, thinking of all the ways I'm a better fan and I should be there.
Well,
Seriously,
they didn't even try to make this realistic.
please do another event. Yeah, we heard from a lot of people who said those are the Ultimate fans. I am much more of an Ultimate fan, but you
know what's curious? You remember when I filled out the paperwork for that? They basically it said, it didn't say ultimate fan. Like it wasn't presented as an ultimate fan kind of thing. It was like a, what would you love to see and what would you love to see if you came to the, what's your favorite thing about the Stern Show or something like that. I mean, a couple of guys in the chat, I think you guys entered as well. I'm just trying to remember. It wasn't really ultimate fan. It wasn't presented.
Well, there is
that
no
way.
ultimate fan at this point. Come on.
Yeah, but it wasn't presented that way anyway. So it was just kind of weird. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. All right. So
essentially it's just people like us who are stuck in a rut.
Kinda. All right. So check this out. I love how Memet started to pose this. All right. So I just found it. Here's the clip.
fans are
From the fans coming in and how excited it was because, they're all so excited. The sicko fans.
excited about today's Ultimate Fan event. I'll introduce the people who are here.
I mean, these are your biggest fans who could pass a criminal background check. One of
Right.
them actually
I
was in
heard.
Italy, and when he found out he won, he dropped everything and flew to New York
Yes,
to be
of
here.
course he
I just want to do like greatest hits of some of the best drops. If Fred's willing to take some requests, that would be fantastic. All
You'll
right,
want to.
Fred, if you could do the
I love his green screen. I just love it.
vodka straight up thank you.
That's a big fan favorite. Go ahead, Chris.
Thank you.
One of them's in love with JD, has been trying to DM with him.
I just figured I'd shoot my shot.
Do you play Madden at all? Do you enjoy Madden?
So she, even though her friend has a child who has cancer and she brought her friend, they're from Long Island, and she actually lives on the Upper East Side in Manhattan. And I think everybody that they chose lived within 20 square miles of the show.
Of course.
Yeah, and apparently people were complaining that nobody from outside of the tri-state area won. And and that it was kind of bullshit, which of course we knew that.
And let's be honest, nobody complained.
No, nobody complained. I mean, we would complain because, I really wanted to be there so that we could be like assholes, but such is life. So here's Memet starting his shit. Here we go.
I think there's kind of a feet kicked up mentality that has permeated some of the back office a little bit. And I think I'm uniquely qualified to light a fire in people's asses. So that's what I'm trying to do with this performance review.
You're the
let's get to-
Elon Musk of this organization.
Administration.
That's
Yeah,
a way
that's
to
right.
look at it.
So he thinks everybody in the back is lazy. And,
He's right.
and well, justifiably so, because wait until you hear how these people were like. So his first person that he talks about is John Hine. And John Hine was the person who everybody first met up with to just be introduced to the crew and to kind of talk about what to expect for the day. And here's how that went down.
I think there's kind of
sorry. This is next. Sorry.
Hello, nice to meet everybody. Welcome to the Ultimate Fan Experience. You are the Ultimate Fans and Ultimate Fans plus ones who are all fans anyway. We're thrilled to have you here. I just want to go over a few things before we go upstairs and let the magic happen.
Magic.
This is a true peek behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz when you come up to the door and you get to see how all the magic happens.
Can you even imagine? I mean, this is
so corny.
You know,
that's what they are. They're the
not
corniest show in the world.
Corny, but if this was maybe 20 years ago, I could see.
But it isn't even close.
Really wanting this as a thing, right? I mean, but now it's like, okay, yeah, totally gay. It is totally gay. So wait, so here's the way that went down with John Hine.
Its
John
criticism of you
and-
is, John, the criticism of you is that you get more excited ordering McDonald's than you do with the fans. Is that right, Memet?
Sure. But I will say the other thing I want to really compliment John Hine on is that he absolutely dressed to the nines. I mean, he was like the guy who, was our mascot, the first person to greet them. And he came out in an untucked, wrinkled collared shirt, mom jeans and sneakers, and just completely wowed everybody with his appearance.
So you feel John could have been a little more high energy and John could have dressed better for the fan event?
I was curious if John put any sort of thought into what he was going to wear, knowing that this was a huge day for fans and our show in particular.
Yes, I put a lot of thought into what I wear at Memet, which I had. I did have a button-down shirt, which might have been wrinkled because I was working on both the live Stern show and coming down to meet the fans.
Yes,
and by the way,
can you even imagine? I was working on the live Stern show. And I had to go downstairs and meet the fans. Now, let's think about this for a second, because the fans came in around 8 o'clock, 8:30. So for a whole hour and a half, he was working on the live show and then had to go downstairs and meet the fans. Like, it makes no sense.
Explain the ground rules, as you know, and let them know that they couldn't just jump on the air with Howard. And as I was going through all of that, probably my last concern was if I was wearing, sharp boots or had a fedora on or some type of cool look to impress these fans.
Always kills
in
me.
that kind of way.
I know. He's just so.
It's just this perpetual lie.
They all are. They're all sanctimonious douchebags. And I'm telling you, just Memet literally pegged them all. I mean, it just gets so delicious. Did you like that? A fedora.
Yeah.
Who making fun of there? Don Buchwald? Like, what, Don? Like, or did Memet wear a hat one time into work or something like this? I mean, there was nothing. There's no excuse for looking like shit. I mean, seriously, you're meeting people. You and Howard doesn't care. I mean, it just gets so much crazier.
It's just filler, bro. He's just burning time, making money.
Yeah, but as you listen to it and as it goes forward and as they start talking more about like the stupid different shit that people did, Howard just kind of completely justifies it and excuses it. And as if there's good reason for them to be that shitty. It was a legit contest. Well, it's as legit as it could have possibly have been. I told everybody on here that there was going to be a contest and I had joined it, and I encouraged everybody on here to submit a request as well. So it was a contest, but there was another contest in the summertime that never really came to fruition. And so some of the wording on the contest from this time around was if you submitted something during the summertime for whatever blah, blah, blah contest, it will carry over into this contest. So they couldn't get their shit together enough to do the contest in the summertime. So they decided to just, kick the can down the road and make it like a fall type thing. So that's how it went. So everybody got treated to the staff doing impressions. Let's listen to a little bit of that.
Me up, yeah. I got mine half and cock I do.
I'm blowing my mind up. I need more money, please.
Oh my God, I'm playing with my tits. Oh my God.
Wait, Wordle, and you die.
Hey, wait, I'll tell you something, Gary. You're looking pretty good. I don't know if it's the Olympic or you're doing the work, but you're looking pretty. But you need to stay off the Wordle and actually do the work at the office.
So it was Chris Wilding, Samantha, who I guess is the one who does Jennifer Witz, as we're realizing now, and then some chick named Jamie McCaffrey. And I'm like, I've never heard that name before, so I was just kind of curious who she is. And I found this article, which I will show you right now. I found this article, a comedian, Kevin McCaffrey. Does anybody know who this person is? Because I do not. Stephen Wright, Jeff Foxworthy, and Brian Regan's career highlights for the Kevin McCaffrey, who will perform Friday and Saturday at the Penguins Comedy Club in Cedar Rapids, is too young to have appeared in Carson, who retired in 92, but his similar life-changing experience on The Late Show with David Letterman. Blah, 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 blah. And here we get to this. Comedy is in the family. McCaffrey's wife, Jamie McCaffrey, writes jokes for Howard Stern's satellite radio show. She writes jokes.
What are the jokes?
I don't know. She basically does a Wendy impersonation, and I can't imagine what else this human being does. But as they are on the show, everybody has a role. Everybody has a reason to exist and get paid, because Howard needs as much help as he can possibly get. So then Gary was responsible for doing a show and tell, and here's how this went down.
Here's the thing. Wolfie and I were taping it, and we were convinced after it was done. I was like, oh my God, he must have talked for 20 minutes. That's great. I need the exact time. And when we went back and, pulled the clip, it was like 1 minute and 58 seconds that Gary was talking. It actually just seemed like that long. And we kind of just had to clip together a short montage of what Gary did for the fans. And
Memet, it's hard for me to believe. Surely Gary must have had something interesting to say.
He
Let me
must
hear
have
the
been
tape.
excited and upbeat.
Yeah,
he's had so many cool experiences. Yeah, go ahead.
In the morning, what I have over here is I can see what's going on TV. This is our screener that tells me who's calling from where and what their topic is. So, and then, these are just memorabilia pictures. It's me and Howard and Beth and my wife at the Knicks game. And the way that we would play sound effects would be called carts. So I didn't realize when movies are done, they do a tag sale in the office, so I was able to buy that for $15. The short story was Courtney Love was here. She said, I'm going to, when she left, she goes, I'm going to send you a picture. So I'm like, fine. George Carlin's one of my favorite comedians. That's
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So without saying so much, they basically said that, this is the fans were as bored as can possibly. I know. It gets so much better though too.
And it was just, you could feel the air getting sucked out of the room. Wolfie, correct me if I'm wrong.
We were
Wolfie?
praying that we were praying that there were smelling salts in the gift bags for the fans, because they were zoning out, and there were a lot of peaks and valleys to this day, and this was definitely a valley.
Gary, is that a fair criticism? I mean, you've had so many, like you just got to witness Bruce Springsteen, and you got to, you got to go to.
You booked
Right, yeah.
So,
So so to be fair, I gave the entire tour. So that was a minute in my office. I said to Jason, what do you want me to talk about in my office? He goes, no, the real thing is people are going to talk to you afterwards, and they're also going to come and watch the wrap-up show. So just show people things in your office. That's what
Well,
I
the
did.
guys are saying you put everyone to sleep. I hate to say it, but
it's funny. You know what's really funny? It was one of the people who works for us. She came up to me afterwards and she goes, man, that tour was amazing, Gary. You did such a good job.
Oh. How crazy is this whole thing? I mean, it's just insanity to me.
It's so bad.
Right?
Hey,
It's
Mo.
so-
Hey, Mo. I gotta go, man.
What?
I'm not feeling so good. So I'm gonna go. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, guys.
You want to leave your avatar? It's like,
How do I
leave I'm talking to you. Bye. Bye. All right. Moving on. Okay. Fred's presentation. Here we go.
retired. Let's
So
be
that's
fair.
kind of like a compliment and a
Apparently.
dig at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good
And-
move. Good move.
And a second gold star because Fred gave the longest presentation of any staffer. He gave a 12-minute TED Talk on how to push buttons on his machine.
Oh my God. They all ripped into him after that. Like, oh my God, how dare you? But that's exactly what he does. He pushes buttons on his machine. That's pretty much all he does. And here goes my favorite one, which I love. And I wish there was like a tape of this because I would love to play it for you in real time so that we can all do it at the same time. Yeah, it was a total backhanded compliment. Not even. And this is what Memet does. It's quite delicious. But listen to JD's presentation and let's all listen to what JD's job is. And I could promise you that any intern could do JD's job. I mean, even an intern at a company that makes widgets or at the factory that plucks chickens, the intern there can do JD's job. So let's listen to JD's job and what he does. This is really exciting. Here we go.
The call or anything. Some people wonder how I know when Howard is mentioned somewhere or how I know when to pull something. There is a service that we subscribe to.
That's right.
That I get alerted anytime Howard is mentioned. Let me just pull that up. This is so not exciting. And so as you can see, this video pops up and it has the Howard mentioned there. I'm sorry, the way my computer is wired, I can't play audio or it would mess everything up. And then if I need to edit it or whatever, I do it in there.
Wow. So basically, he has a service, which we all knew that, whenever Howard's mentioned, it pops up on his feed. And he has a service where he can click on the mention and it will bring him to where it was mentioned. And then he will download that information and edit it. That's his job. That's what he does. That's it. That's what you get. I'm floored by this, but here, this is the coup de grace of the entirety of this thing. The coup motherfucking de grace. Here we go.
Thinking I'm going to go ahead and slide you into a demerit, JD, is because he gave the entire presentation, leaned back in his chair with his feet literally kicked up on the wall like he's at home watching TV or something.
Too relaxed.
Oh, zero professionalism. And, Gary's just sitting there. I don't know if he's asleep or what, but he's just looking at JD with his feet on the wall. And I'm like, how does this represent us that we just sit with our feet up? They think we play Wordle during the show. Someone needs to be smacking the back of heads, and it's just not happening.
Well, I would like to see you try to smack you in the back of the head, first of all. I can't. First of all, I physically, whenever I was doing the demonstration of the audio and stuff.
Stop. You're saying your feet physically need to be on the wall for you to do your job?
No,
up
shut
above
up.
your head. You're so
Will you
relaxed.
listen to me? Shut up.
Go ahead.
I didn't have my feet up the whole time because I had to sit up to do the movements on the computer and stuff. That was a moment during the meet and greet or whatever you want to call it. But no, it wasn't like that the whole
Should
time.
JD have told?
Yeah. Can you even imagine, you guys? Can you even imagine that, 15 people or 20 people, whatever it was, come into your office so that you can give them a demonstration on what your job is and what it is that you do? And you have your feet up on the glass wall, by the way, glass wall. He has his gross, stupid, sneakered feet up on the wall as he's giving this presentation. And Memet is 1000% correct. I remember when there were big people coming up to our office. Matter of fact, I remember one time a very big senator was coming up to our office, and he was like the guy who kind of went around to all the big CEOs and stuff like that to ask for donations to the party, whatever. Secret Service came up, scoped around the office. We knew about it the day before, and we were specifically told to dress, as if you were on an interview at our company. Dress as if you're interviewing, and everybody be busy. And if anybody comes over to you and asks you what it is that you do, give them a very thorough explanation of what your job is. It may or may not happen, but everybody be prepared. And we were like, 125 people. So everybody looked their best. Everybody looked professional. Everybody looked beautiful. And that's what you do. And you put your best foot forward for people who you want to think well of you. And the fact that this fucking retarded mongoloid puts his feet up to talk to people while leaning back in his chair is absolutely unforgivable. It really just is. Okay, so let's hear a little bit more about that.
Okay. All right.
So,
He can say whatever he wants, but I'm just saying, do it while you're sitting upright like a professional. And I was just thinking, like a cleaning lady walked by, and what do you think goes through her head when she sees these big, nasty feet up on glass walls, just smearing everything everywhere, and she has to take care of that? You can really tell when people here have never had to do real work, and they don't even think about things like that. And that's the kind of thing I would want to go around the office pointing out to people.
All right,
100%. These people have never had another job in their lives. They don't understand what a work ethic is. They are all entitled. They all have such hubris, and they think that they are hot shit. Like, you need them more than they need you, but they are such fucking losers. They are losers. There is no way these human beings can get jobs anywhere else unless they're friends of the Stern Show, and they might be able to get something because of that. But there's just no way that these people are qualified in the real world to do anything. They are, Howard always wants to be the best, and he has to look the best and act the best and be the best. And this is why he has continually hired subhuman species of 2 steps above whackpackers to be on his staff for years, 20, 30, 40 years. And this is the result of that. And nobody's embarrassed by it. Nobody thinks that it's a big deal that they are, being made fun of, or that they look like absolute assholes whilst they're in the middle of talking. I'm just going on a total dissertation. You are so late. I literally have 5 clips left. I'm happy you decided to show up. We can't hear you, Dennis.
The damn button. I am so sorry. I have a social life that is outside of this insane world that I live in.
I am so sorry that you have a social life as well, because I've just been having a grand old time pontificating.
I bet you have.
Xavier came in for like 2 minutes, felt sick, and left. And
my friend offered a tequila shot. I had to stay. It's one of those things.
See, now I feel very far away. I don't know why I'm so far away on here.
You are very far away.
I know. I keep trying to change it and make it better, but I'm
You have that whole thing on that. You have a fancy camera.
I do. I have the fancy
Yeah,
camera.
I have some piece of crap that's built into my computer. It's just great.
Hold on, let me.
I
can
can't even
move
do that unless I like move it up here. Like, see, I can do that.
Oops, it's my boobies. Hold on. Let me move myself.
Wow.
See, I'm in my new space now. This is
I
where
see
I
that. It says on air in the background.
I
It's very,
yeah, but that's
very
gonna change.
professional.
Yeah, well, I had to literally use a drill to put the nail in because these walls were all fucking cement. I'm literally in a hostage video here.
It seems
I'm
that
right.
way. Yes.
Yeah, I know. It'll get better. It'll get better once
Since I listened to the entire show in real time,
Mhm.
you're probably up to like the last half hour of the show.
I'm just listening to Memet skewer everybody, and it's so
Oh
delicious.
yeah, that was probably the highlight of the show because he literally said everything that we wanted to say about the show.
Yeah.
Literally, absolutely. He was so on point. It wasn't funny, and they honestly can't handle hearing the truth about how they are absolutely terrible at their job.
And terrible at their jobs. And Robin and Howard kept making excuses. Well, Howard especially kept making excuses for their insubordination and the way they looked and the way they carried themselves.
My favorite was Jan Hine looking like he rolled out of bed.
Yes,
I mean, that is embarrassing.
His excuse was that he had to work real time on the real show and then go downstairs and greet the people. But the people came in at like 8 o'clock, 8:30. So he had to work for like a whole hour and a half.
I went out. I went out to a bar and had food and drinks and talked to people, drove there, and look, my shirt's not wrinkled. I'm not wrinkled. I look actually respectable. Unlike Jan Hine, who looked like you slept in his clothes in Central Park.
And he had excuses, which was just crazy.
I mean, that's embarrassing. I mean, that is utterly embarrassing.
Up to the point, which really is just the piece de resistance of the whole day, which is fucking JD with his feet up on the wall while he's giving his presentation, which his job is nothing. They get the service. He gets a notification of where Howard was mentioned, and he clips it. That's his whole job. And an intern could do that job.
The other part, though, that's so maddening to anybody that's actually held a real job in their life is Howard and Blobbin, talking on. And it's like, wait a minute, motherfuckers, you weren't even there. Like, literally, they were talking to you over Zoom. You weren't even there.
Weren't even there.
You couldn't even make the effort to. And then the whole thing about the megaphone. Dude, you haven't touched that megaphone in 2019.
We didn't get there yet.
Oh, you didn't get to that? You get to that?
No, we're not there yet.
I'm sorry.
There yet.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on,
But the first hour was absolutely ungodly painful. And everything was just to kill time. And he announced all these things that they were going to do. Of course.
Yes.
Nothing happened.
Nothing
Tomorrow
happened.
we have Cher, maybe some victory lap from Josh Brolin.
Then we have Thanksgiving.
Then we have Thanksgiving. And then we don't know what. We don't know after that. We
Lots to
don't
get
know.
to. Lots to get to then.
We have lots to get to, but
lots to get to. I'm gonna just go back because it angers us so very much to the
okay, all right.
So he can say whatever he wants, but I'm just saying, do it while you're sitting upright like a professional. And I was just thinking, like a cleaning lady walks by, and what do you think goes through her head when she sees these big, nasty feet up on glass walls, just smearing everything everywhere, and she has to take care of that? You can really tell when people here have never had to do real work, and they don't even think about things like that. And that's the kind of thing I would want to go around the office pointing out.
I love it, Memet. I think you should do it.
That is so on point. That is so friggin' on point. I mean, that is literally boom right in there. Now, all right, any bets on Memet being rounded in January?
I love this about Memet. They do. You know what? Because Memet is speaking truths that even Howard himself knows, but would never speak. And the funny thing is that the whole reason that a fucking Marcy Turk was hired is so that she could pull these people into line, have them dress a little bit better, have them look a little bit better, and
But the problem is that she had sex with half the office, so that kind of ended that.
and then got pregnant and got married, and then
Yeah, so there's that.
She becomes employee number 64, who has benefits and everything, and will be there until she friggin' retires too. All right, let's move on. And I love this clip too. I was just out there with the truth bombs. It was so delicious. Everything
Irritated and big timing her from the very first question.
Okay, right. So what's happening here is that JD sat down with that little Tango-ish looking chick with dark hair and was having a conversation with her at lunch, and came off a little bit like an asshole,
a creeper.
A little bit low crew. So what do you do when you're not at things like this? And it's just stupid. He's so inarticulate. I can't even imagine that Tango even was with him. She seemed like a smart girl, and I don't know. She
Treat
did.
yourself.
She did a
Treat
little
yourself.
bit. Yeah.
Stop. You're giving him a hard time.
See, Howard,
Come
this
on.
is just it's a perfect
Mr. Lothario over
bust
there. Everyone's wait a
JD's
second.
ego and your low expectations that creates monsters in the back office. And
Yes, JD's ego and your low
expectations
is exactly. He is exactly right. Let me go back a little bit. Sorry, guys.
irritated and
Mr. Lothario over
bust
there. Everyone's wait a
JD's
second.
ego and your low expectations that creates monsters in the back office.
My boy isn't okay, he's not the greatest conversationalist, but he's out there trying. Come on, give him a break. Give him a break.
He's a sad sack who's not going out in life because you don't
Oh, my
hold
God.
into any standard.
So
Everything
true.
is-
Listen,
I'm trying
My
to
boy,
point out-
my boy isn't
I had to rewind.
okay, he's not the greatest conversationalist, but he's out there trying. Come on, give him a break. Give him a
See,
break.
this is why JD's a sad sack who's not going out in life because you don't
Oh, my
hold
God.
into any standard. Everything you say is like, well, JD's doing his best. He needs to be kicked up. It's
You're being
okay.
tough. You're being tough
I
on
mean,
my
if
boy.
Gary and John Hine were giving a tour with their feet on the desk, they'd be fucking fired in 10 seconds. Am I
There you
wrong?
go. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Why does JD get extra privilege? I would hold him to the same
JD's my
standard any
JD's
normal human being.
He wasn't
is held
bad
to
at
in
a
the
date.
office.
Imagine you were on a date and you had a microphone
This
in your
is
face.
an
Give the guy.
office. We don't put our feet on the walls. That's all I'm saying. It just
Jessica,
really
you're
gets
on the air in New Jersey. Go.
So of course, then callers call in and some are for Memet, most are against Memet. This is
Of course they are. Imagine that.
we're coming into as fans. We want to see the show as the show is, and we want to see people. It's like looking at animals in their natural fucking habitat. It's literally like looking at zoo animals because that's what these people are. They are less than human. They are subhuman zoo animals.
But let's really put this in perspective. They actually had no work to do when these people came. Let's really be honest. This is literally the zoo animals sleeping when you go to the zoo and you're like, do something, anything, walk, move, just blink. That's
Yes,
literally what you have here. They're doing nothing.
Yes, Michael. JD is what Howard would have been had lightning not struck. Yes,
Correct.
absolutely. You are one. Except Howard had more privilege because he had family that came from some privilege. I'm positive his father would have gotten him a job. You know it. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
You know he would have gotten him a job. I mean, that's it.
Absolutely.
He would have gone to
remember,
dad.
Ben advised him all the way on
Mhm.
how to get jobs in radio because Ben had been around radio for such a long time. He
And don't
knew
forget
how-
that he couldn't get a job at first. He worked for an advertising agency, which I think his father got for him. Don't forget for ad sales. So he didn't work from like day one in this business.
But when he went to radio, Ben told him, what to do and how to move on in basic steps. That's why he did the steps he did, but never went too far away from home. Because remember, the farthest west he went was Detroit. The farthest south he went, Washington, D.C. He never was more than a couple hours away from his parents, ever. And always within the same time zone to have phone calls.
Yes.
And when he finally got to New York, Ben told him, you need to have an agent. And that's how he ended up getting Buckwald, because Ben told him he needed an agent.
Yes.
There wasn't that Buckwolf fell out of the sky for him, or he was looking. Ben said, "You need an agent at this point," and
Well,
that
yeah.
is how he
We're
got.
making
That's
a
how
shit
he
ton of
got
money. It was
Buckwolf.
time. It was time. All right, so let's move on. Another beautiful clip. Here we go.
They all know any one word from Ronnie. They all get along. He is the man. Please fire Lamette. He's useless.
It's funny. This
Imagine
is just
that.
such a
He's
perfect microcosm of what's happening in the country right now. I look at these children, and like I said, we hold them to no account. We hold them to low standards, and then we're shocked when they're lazy and mouthy and they have attitudes and they don't want to work.
So true. Lazy, mouthy attitude, don't want to work. This clip also killed me here, which of course makes absolute sense. It's 10 seconds. Here we go.
Memet, you're not taking any constructive criticism.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm perfect. And listen, if I have the 10 assistants that Gary has, I'll never leave my microphone anywhere and it won't be an issue.
Zing, 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 zing.
You know, and the thing is, Gary is a useless sack of shit. He really is. He is so useless. The thing is, he prays that Howard stays until he reaches retirement age, because he can't work anywhere else.
No, he can't.
There's not a place on God's green earth that Gary could actually function.
You happen to be right, Benjamin. There is not one person who knows what Memet does. No, we don't know what Memet does. We don't.
know what he does.
I don't even care what Memet does.
But you could ask me what most of those people in that show do, and I couldn't tell you what they did, because the show has literally nothing to it. So how can you say that anybody does anything? Because there's no ground rules. There's no content.
There's no content, right?
What do you do?
They all have titles. They all have.
And do what?
I don't know.
That Jenny McCall, whatever her name was, got named earlier in the show when they were doing. Who the fuck is she? I've never heard of her before. I don't know who this person is. What does she do? Like
I already deleted the clip. Her husband is a comedian, and I found a thing where it said that she writes comedy for the Stern Show. She writes
comedy. You better change that, honey. It's not comedy. There's no comedy happening on the show. And you know what's so funny? When they had Dice coming in, they can't even afford to pay Craig Gass anymore. That's not Craig Gass.
No, it's
because
not.
Craig Gass is actually funny. This guy isn't funny. It's like, it's pretty bad, and he has nothing. He has no content.
Yeah, I would kill for Memet to be on the show. I would kill for it, because you know what?
I'd love to be on.
You would agree with us 1,000%. 1,000.
The wig. Talk about the wig.
Yeah. Okay, Michael, this is the question that RadioGunk asks on a constant basis. What the hell do these people do? There are over 70 people on staff. They do 9 hours of live air per week. Howard usually sounds like he's reading from an outline and claims I have a lot to get to. Yes. This is why we do this show.
We have no idea.
Testament to the useless cogs in the wheel of Stern society that exist in only that world, who could do nothing else anywher else.
But here's even the bigger question, and also the real rub on this. It's the highest paid show on Sirius. Literally, they spend more money on this show than any other show on Sirius.
In a lot of places, Dennis. It could be
mind-numbing. It's mind-numbing.
Most TV shows. I mean, really.
Oh, honestly, there are shows that are on streaming services they don't spend this much money on per year.
Friends got $1 million an episode in their last year, okay? And they only do like 24 episodes. I mean, so it's like $24 million. He's still getting paid more than that. And
I know that. That's the part that's so mind-numbing, is that for this little effort and this little content and the actual no bump to anything, that they still throw money at it. And this is why they are the worst run company in the universe. There is no other company that has run worse than SiriusXM by far.
Yeah. 10 of the 70 assist Gary. Yes, that's probably true. I think
you know what? I don't even doubt that.
I think it's more than 70 at this point. I think we heard something mentioned about like 75 or almost reaching.
75 people for what? Joe Rogan does a show that's 10 times more topical and 10 times more out there in the public eye with 6 people. With 6 people.
Funny?
Yes, he is. With 6 fucking people. He has 6 fucking people, and he makes a show that is 100 times better than the Stern Show.
Did you do phone
100 times.
calls? Does
What?
he do phone calls? I think not. I think not.
No,
You're
because
getting-
phone calls day has come and gone 30
God,
years ago.
I know. Let's just do
30
another
years ago, that shit went away.
do another trio with Ethel. Let's just do that. Just
Oh
one
my
more time.
God.
Okay, so now I'm going to get to touching Howard's megaphone because who gives a shit is obviously the clear answer to the question that is going to be raised by everybody who is in our audience. So let's listen to it and then we'll come back to it. Here we go.
Hard.
What
There's
is
not
that?
necessarily
I
audio.
agree.
So my favorite one is that, Howard, there's a real strict policy against touching your megaphone on your desk. I think you're well aware of that. It's been an issue in the past.
I heard about this and I even blocked it out. I'm so upset.
Who gives a shit? You haven't been in the office in almost 5 fucking years. Who cares? Who cares who touches your megaphone? Who gives a shit? You haven't touched your megaphone.
He hasn't been in that studio to do a regular show since 2019, right? 2020, like March of 2020, 4.5 years. Every time he's come in, it has been just a special event, and he has never touched that megaphone. It literally is just sitting there doing nothing. He has his real megaphone is at his basement.
He has
His
one at home.
basement, he has one. This
Right.
is embarrassing that they make a point of this. It is pathetic. It is sad. It literally is this show in a nutshell.
It is. It's emblematic of everything that is wrong with this show. Everything. Let's continue the clip. Hang on.
About it. Why does go ahead, tell them, Memet.
So I have to give credit to Wolfie on this because I was holding the microphone, but Wolfie did notice that Gary was repeatedly touching the handle and the mouthpiece area of the actual
And Gary's such a fucking pussy. He is just such a pussy when he replies.
machine itself while he was giving a tour of the studio.
Yeah, Gary, I have a theory about why you need to touch my megaphone. I think you want to show that, like, you are special. You get to touch my stuff. I'm really phobic about germs. Why do you have to handle my megaphone? What was the point? Can't you just point to it?
So let's be real. Let's be very real. So it was, to me, somebody asked, hey, is that Howard's megaphone? They were asking about it. It was, I wasn't thinking. I picked it up to show it, talked about how
I wasn't thinking.
I wasn't thinking.
Listen, what a fucking pussy he is.
It was a gut reaction. I touched the handle. Right?
Yeah.
I did not touch the mouthpiece. I know not to touch the mouthpiece. That's insane. I put it down. I went in yesterday and I wiped down the handle.
Can you even imagine?
What an absolute pussy. I mean, seriously, go wipe your vagina. I mean, that is just
Really,
that
clean
is
the
just
sand out of your
pathetic.
vagina. You pathetic excuse
What
for
a
you.
sad, and I mean, just the absolute patheticness of that is, it's not even, you can't even communicate how pathetic that was, because you're literally touching an inanimate object that this man will not go near for we don't know when. Never again. I guess he will never use that megaphone ever again.
Right.
Ever again. He'll never use it. I can't see him coming into that office and doing a real show using that megaphone ever again.
Gary, come after me, you big fat vagina. Please come here and say, well, what do you do for a living? You know what I do for a living? Nothing. You know why?
I make fun of you. That's what we do for a living.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I make fun of sad, pathetic creatures such as yourself. And this brings me joy. Do you know how much money I make on a weekly basis? Nothing. I make no fucking money. And I still know more. I can wrap fucking circles around you, you douchebag, you absolute stupid fucking man. I could do your fucking job. And I don't even know what the fuck you do. other than go to the opening of a paper bag looking like shit in those same stupid fucking sneakers you've been wearing since 2012, and you fucking untuck a shirt and a pair of fucking Levi's. It's pathetic. You're a fucking pathetic human being. What do you got there?
Actually, we can get the cat to do his job and probably be just the same. Wouldn't notice any difference.
Absolutely, Puzzle could do his job.
The
Absolutely.
cat right there, Puzzle could do the job and probably do it in a much more efficient manner.
I
than
love
this
shows like
baboon.
this. I fucking love shows like this. I love shining a big fucking spotlight on the absolute incompetence that is this show. It's really my favorite thing to talk about.
And
It really
tomorrow we get to see the absolute worst of the show.
Well, Cher, who cares? Who cares?
78-year-old fucking Cher,
Who
who is so
cares?
who's so full of herself. She wrote a memoir that only went up to 1980. Honey,
Yeah.
honey, you should have just finished the fucking thing. No one gives a shit. Like the
Nobody.
people that are gonna be buying this book are they're kind of moving to hospice. You really need to hurry up and have the whole thing out.
I mean, let's be honest. The James Brolin book is probably more interesting because he's had such a fucked up mother.
Not even that. Who gives a
Even
shit?
that. I mean, because everybody has to write about. Everybody is self-serving. Everybody needs everybody to know everything about them. Like anybody gives a shit.
No one
Seriously.
cares.
I mean,
No one cares.
I honestly feel like I could have written a better book than even fucking Lisa G. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you mean Miss Cookie
it was
Monster?
in radio for so long. She had nothing to say. She had no.
The last
words.
book that he talked about on the show that I found interesting was Don Felder from the Eagles. Because Don Felder's an interesting guy because he taught Tom Petty guitar. And he lived in Gainesville, and he talked about how shitty it was to live in Gainesville and how much Tom Petty and him hated Gainesville and how tough it was to be in the Eagles because they're all fucking megalomaniacs and insane human beings.
Yes.
I mean, it was an interesting read because he's like, he didn't build himself up. He's like, yeah, I did this, but God, I wrote Hotel California and they screwed me out of singing the song. I wrote it. And it's like, damn. But that was like, but that was a book, like it was humility in that book. These books have no humility. They're basically letting the family trash out. And then, like Brolin's book. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, but you know what? You really got to keep that shit in your family. You don't fucking start spreading it everywhere. That is wrong.
But you know what? He sits down with an editor. And the conversation goes something like, what's your hook? What is it that we are telling people?
I'm James Brolin's son.
What is it that's going to sell books? And they need this to be what they do. This is why Robin talked about her father, diddling
She
her.
made that up.
Listen, whatever. This is not the time or place for that story.
I understand it, but she made it up to make a hook for her book.
Lena Dunham telling people that her sister used to diddle her when they were in their twin beds. This is like that fat ass telling people that, oh, everybody's so mean to me on the set. It's like, who fucking cares? Who really gives a shit? This is what they do to sell their books. Everything else in there is just pure fucking fluffery. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your life. You self-indulged pricks. Nobody cares. So it'll be interesting to see when Cher comes in tomorrow. And you know what?
It's going to be painful. I mean, honestly, with her voice effect is.
Oh, I can't wait to hear her. She's kind of old
hard
now.
to listen to her.
I haven't heard her in a long time, so I don't know what she's sounding like as an agent.
She sounds like this because she can't move her goddamn mouth.
Yeah, she's pulled. So
I
I'm
mean,
going to do a little Cher research tomorrow. I'd be interested in knowing what she has to say about Chaz and chastity and all that stuff. So I am interested in hearing.
The book only goes to 1980. They don't exist.
Yeah, well, right. Oh, that's
it's 1980. It's Sonny and all the other bullshit and Marlon Brando and
she was divorced from Sonny. She was with Greg Allman, and then Sonny was married to Susie Cohilo. I don't know why I know that. She was really pretty, and then he slammed into a tree skiing. Right? I mean, that's how that went down. So yeah, whatever. She wasn't even married to Sonny anymore.
I understand that, but that's her hook always. The Sonny thing. It's Sonny angle.
You're so right, Michael. Lena Dunham has not been the same since her fake story about being raped by a campus conservative was exposed. What does she look like these days? Can we take a look at Lena?
The same, probably disgusting.
You
The
know,
thing
and she
is, she was.
wears that as a helmet. It's like,
The thing
what
is,
the fuck is wrong with you? You are such a perfect contestant for Ozempic.
but the thing is, she is a one-trick pony, and the trick is done, and it's over, and we're tired of it. And you know what I mean? That's kind of what it is. A lot of these people just one-trick ponies, and she's a one-trick pony.
Look at this. Seriously, look at.
Please, I just ate. Show it. Show it.
Look at this.
Ah! For fuck's
Look
sake.
at it.
Oh, come
Why?
on.
Why is she pregnant?
No, that's just gunt.
Some pictures of my hold on, I gotta move this over. I can't even read it. Some pictures of my recent insomnia purchase. If I can't enjoy true and restful sleep ever again, then I'm going to forget I purchased a weird vest for $16. Act shocked when it arrives. Take mirror selfies in which I'm too self-conscious to make any face but one that says, oh well, and then force my husband, God help him, to document my fashion misadventures like it's halcyon days of MySpace circa.
He must have shit tattooed on the inside of his eyes.
Oh, let's see what else is. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ah! Oh my God, it's a hobbit. Ah!
All right, shh, Dennis. It's been a nice, quiet show. Shh. She of all human beings should go to the doctor, get a shot, take it, lose some weight, work out. Don't have your titties, one going up, one coming down, all sloppy looking like that. And just go do something for yourself. Go do something nice for yourself.
The thing is, though, she can do that. She'll still be ugly on the inside. So it doesn't matter. She's ugly on the inside, too.
She's
not a nice person. And
but I don't, there's nothing about her that interests me even slightly. And she's almost shockingly horrible. Yeah. Oh, look, what is this, like aspirational? Another month, another stack of books. Yeah, sure. See,
that's okay looking.
All right, so it's a little on the. You see,
thin's okay.
I can't do this anymore. I can't look at her. I really can't.
I don't know why you're making me look at her. I eat dinner. You know.
I know. I'm sorry about that. I really am.
God, it was really good Italian food too.
Okay. Just almost at the end now. We're getting towards the end. Okay.
I'm nauseous.
Coming towards the end. Here we go. So, is it the end of the show? Not really, but it's
no.
And I'm not in that. It's as end of the show as I'm going to get with my clips. That's all I'm going to say. Right.
Oh, just a million things here. You know what? It's late in the day, so I don't think we're going to have time to get to all this. But I'll get to it tomorrow. By the way, Cher, the incredible Cher. Cher will be with us tomorrow. That is amazing. She's lived an amazing life, and we'll get to talk to her a bit. And very excited about that. There's so many fans on the phone, but unfortunately, we've really run out of time. There is a clock. SiriusXM turns off the show. And there's nothing I can do about it. It's blame them if you want more of me.
Blame them if you want more of me.
So, all right. This announcement, everybody, was at 9:59 in the morning. Less than 2 hours. It's less than 3 hours into the show. Less than 3 hours. I can't imagine SiriusXM is going, yeah, you know what? At 3 hours, we got to turn Howard off because we're paying his show $100 million in total, and we really don't want more than 9 hours of content a week.
That's right. We don't want more.
No more than 9 hours of content a week.
No, we don't need the extra content.
I mean, he's becoming. This is almost as bad as his neighbor's Wi-Fi. I mean, seriously, we're literally at that point of absurdity where Sirius turns the show off. No, they don't.
No, you can go until 11 if you wanted to, because it's your channel.
Noon if you like, but
and nobody cares when the repeat starts. It doesn't matter,
or the wrap-up show.
10:30, so or the wrap-up show. Oh my God, or the wrap-up.
No one cares about the wrap-up show. I've never listened to it. I don't want to listen to it. I don't.
Now, every once in a while, Radio Gaga will come in and say, "Oh my God, did you hear the wrap-up show?" And this is what happened. You have to
No,
listen.
I didn't hear it. No.
No. She'll send me a text and she'll say.
And then if you miss it, when's it on again? Like the
Oh,
wrap-up shows.
Does it
Is the
repeat?
wrap-up show not on again? Like it's on once and that's it? So the
I don't
rest of the shit gets repeated over 1,000 times, but the wrap-up show is on one and done? I mean, there's nothing else on 101 except Rashawn picking clips that no one likes.
That's so cute. See, because we're the wrap-up show. So what you do on the wrap-up show is you have some usually weirdo inclusive comedian come on that nobody's ever heard of but loves the Stern Show, so that they could talk about how much they love the Stern Show, even though we don't care. That's what I get out of it. I don't know. So yeah, so that was my last clip for tonight. I was gonna play the JD sex memories, but I don't care.
Oh, come on, play that. It is horrible. It'll literally turn off every woman out there for weeks. It is literally the worst radio on radio.
Delicious throw JD under the bus kind of show. Anyway, sure. Let's just play the bonus clip of JD's sex memories. Here we go. I don't even know why I have this.
And now, sexual memories. Stern Show media producer J.D. Harmeyer.
I was in a Virgin Megastore with a girl that I was going out with, and it was back in Florida. And
okay, so let's preface this by saying that means that it was while he was like what, at Full Sail?
Full Sail in Orlando.
Maybe he was like 18. So this is
1920.
Okay, Full Sail's a 2-year school. So let's isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It is.
With his 19 or something. Let's assume that's his fond sexual memories.
She had big boobs, and I reached up her shirt in the middle of an aisle just out of nowhere.
Oh, JD.
It was nice. It felt good. And then and a few weeks later, she dumped me.
Peace out, dork.
I think I had my first realization of an orgasm. I had a friend that got some condoms and he gave me one. Oh yeah, he gave me two. I can't remember. And I was like, well, just in case something happens. By the way, nothing ever happened. And so I got hard and I slid the condom on. And I was like, oh. And I came right in the condom.
Ladies, he's available. Seriously, he is totally free.
I'm deleting every motherfucking clip this moment.
This is so funny to put this in context with the earlier in the show where Ronnie's talking about how JD has girls, on the regular.
Sure. He believes that he has girls. He believes this. It's not that he knows.
Yeah, I know. I know. If Ronnie was he's pretty cocksure that JD has him on the regular because
no way.
Yeah, that sex monster JD because nothing of he's just ladies and he's still available.
I still think I might want to slide into his DMs at some point.
Slide into his DMs. Like the girl that was the fake fan that was there and allegedly DM'd him, and then he completely forgot everything that she DM'd, which was just absolutely this is delicious. This is great.
So your little bonus clips for today. Thank you, Miss Beaverhausen, for pointing this out earlier today, because nothing makes me happier than to play this for you. But you may or may not know this, but lovely Miss Emily Stern has come out with a new song. Everybody needs to hear it. And then we're going to end our show with Mr. Dangles Part 2. So let us go and see. And this is, you may be shocked by what she looks like these days, Dennis. I'm not sure when the last time you saw her was, but okay, here she is.
She has to look like Howard.
Here we go. Ready? I guess she decided a happy birthday song for everyone. Okay, it's for everyone. Just so you know. Here we go.
Rabbi Emily Stern.
That's right. Don't you forget this.
And as the world turns around and around and we grow, I think
why is it like a Japanese film?
That on your birthday, there's a special sense in the air.
It's like a Japanese film.
So I join with this world today, as everything says, happy birthday.
That guitar playing.
I join with the sky.
I'm sorry, the lip being out of sync is killing me.
On the ground, I join with the buttons on our coat.
What are you talking about? She's totally doing this live.
No. But her mouth, if you watch her mouth and the words, they're not the same. There's a delay. It's like watching friggin' a Godzilla movie. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe on your side. It may be my internet, but it's
okay, because it's been driving me absolutely crazy watching her not say the words out of her mouth.
Jira.
I join with the ones who love you most. I join with the air and the rains. I join with the songs and the games. I join with the laughter as you joke and all the stories that you tell when they say happy birthday. I join with the candles and their flames. I join with the forest and the brooks, the moon and the stars as they shine in their orbs. As
she's got to be on lithium. No, I mean,
oh, there is some heavy drug usage. Heavy drug.
The whole
Look
world.
at her eyes. They're almost dead eyes.
Love and thanks to the one who gave you a birthday on your birthday.
For the ones who gave you a birthday
it's
on
your
birthday.
These are deep lyrics.
The world
you know she
around and around and
oh, absolutely.
Joy, I make this sound because you were born. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
What?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I'm going to make sure I send that to you on your birthday.
I will hurt you.
What the hell is she wearing on her head? What is that?
A whole bodysuit. She's wearing a whole
What is that?
She's wearing a pajama onesie of some sort with ears and some sort of something.
I mean, this is disturbing. How old is she?
I don't know.
She's 41 now.
I don't know.
I think she's like 41.
Maybe I'll just make a note to buy myself one so that I can wear one.
You want a onesie just like that?
Onesie with ears.
So it's a snuggie, as Auto About Al says. It's a snuggie.
I'm like a snuggie, yes.
But the thing is, Miss Two Chord Stern here.
Strummy Stern.
Jesus Christ. Strummy Stern there. It's just, at least she sung it with a smile in her voice. But Howard doesn't talk about his rabbi daughter much, does he?
Well, he doesn't talk about any of his daughters much,
yes,
does
he does. He talks about Ashley because she's a doctor.
No. We decided it's actually Deborah who's the PhD.
Whatever.
So she's the doctor.
I think it's Ashley he's talking about.
No. I came to my realization that that's who he was talking about at that time. But they have kids, so that's why he talks about them.
That's what he talks about. He doesn't talk about the old maid that doesn't have kids. And
all right, we won't pick on Emily. We have no reason.
No, I mean that's just a fact, though. She's 41 and unmarried. Unfortunately,
I'm not picking.
She couldn't find the right man.
She just is what she is.
It's a sad thing. Keep making the music, Emily. Make us happy.
You just make us happy because you are
making us happy, Emily.
Yeah, that was.
I want Dangles and Emily to do a duet.
Dangles can probably make that happen. I think.
Do a duet.
All right, so without further ado, we shall
do
part 2 of Mr. Dangles. He realized from his last time, because he sent me a text as Dangles. He realized that last time he broke it up into too many parts, and it doesn't need to be broken up in too many parts. So therefore, yeah, so therefore we just have one part of Dangles for now, and you've all asked for it. And stop with the zuzazooing, and so, let's give you some Dangles.
Hello, we are back again with the Mr. Dangles News voted most trusted news source, my Miss Beamerhouse. Oh, there we go. Take that.
Take that in.
If you remember last week, we're going to continue watching the Steven Crowder segment, What a Piece of Shit, starring Howard Stern. In the first clip I have for you, Howard stayed home for 2 years, afraid of COVID. Let's get the clip going.
I love this.
We can continue with this then, with the flip and the flop. Let's go on to this. This is also something from Howard Stern, which you love with your shock jocks. You love with your rebels. You love them to actually act as enforcement arms of government policy that infringes on basic human rights more than any government in modern American history, which is what Howard Stern did, advocating for vaccine mandates, lockdowns, telling vaccine skeptics that your freedom doesn't matter. Here you go. This may be where he lost his mind.
We're going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just say it's mandatory to get vaccinated. Them, their freedom. I want my freedom to live.
Now, if it was up to me, anyone unvaccinated would not be admitted to a hospital. They've been told that you will die if you don't have the vaccine. Some of you will live, but most of you will
And do
die.
as you're told,
in my
Howard
America,
says now.
All hospitals would be closed to you. You're going to go home and die.
My son is leaving for school today.
Lucas?
Yeah.
You tell him to stay home there with you. Listen, Lucas, I'm going to talk straight with you.
Okay.
You shouldn't go to college. You should do it all online. Why are you going to risk your life?
Yeah, why are you going to risk your life?
Yeah.
Healthy young male who is at effectively no risk, very little risk. Sorry, because I don't know if you've been on YouTube, the CDC. Here's the thing, though. Howard Stern actually didn't leave his house for 2 years to avoid getting COVID, but the story has a happy ending. Wow. He got COVID anyway.
Yeah, it does. Well, a lot of people were saved for 2 years.
Yes.
So,
and this brings us to why did he do all of this? Okay, we're waiting for the show to come up.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
And we'll be listening along with you. I guess Mission Control can let us know when the show is about to actually start. It's money.
What a piece of shit. In this next clip, Howard Stern is crapping on podcast. Us here at RadioGunk have heard him do this many times. Now he's pretty much waking up, chasing, doing a podcast, taking a shit, then going back to sleep. Let me remind you real quick, before I start the clip up, that Mr. Dangles is indeed a trusted news source to many. Okay, just take that in for a second. Yeah, let's play the clip.
It's money. So Howard Stern spent a long time, actually. Let's run this first, the clip podcasters. Crapping on podcasts. And some people think sour grapes because he basically bet on the wrong horse and he's stuck on satellite radio. Now, it's a perfect example of selling out because he could reach more people and he could speak completely freely, far more freely online if he, for example, had taken the route of Joe Rogan or this program. Instead, he went with satellite radio in the 21st century. And so he spent a lot of time crapping on podcasters.
Podcasts are fine. You want to make a podcast, sit in your room and make a podcast. You want to make money and become a broadcaster and actually get a following. You've got to put yourself to the test. And if you sit in your room and do a podcast, you're pretending to be a broadcaster. Take the podcast and throw it out the window.
Could you get more elitist? Look, when the government tells you, he's enforcing the government policy, saying do as you are told by the government. And if they don't force you, I'm going to tell you that the government should lock you out of the hospital and lock you in prison. I don't know if you remember this, Howard, but the FCC wanted to shut you down. You thought it was a violation of your rights to not be paid on radio. And it wasn't even internet where you can speak freely. You're supposed to. There was the FCC for a reason. So he's saying podcasters, it's crap. If they're not doing radio like I'm doing radio, then it doesn't matter. Again, he hates the voter. He really does think that you, the average American citizen, you are a rube. He is an elitist.
What a piece of shit. Okay, the next clip, Stephen Crowder talks more about how Howard is a piece of shit to probably everyone that he knows, especially Donald Trump.
Well, Taylor Swift endorsed you. Great. Okay. I don't know if it moves the needle or not, but you need everyone to come into the tent and be part of the party.
Oh, really?
The mob.
To say, I hate Taylor Swift because she disagrees with your politics. He's done this to me. When Donald asked me to introduce him at the Republican convention.
The sound you hear in the background, that's from their show, not mine and not RadioGunk.
Thank you.
I just ignored.
Our audio is better.
I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. He was very upset with me, and he said, no. And then he hated me. Then I was a bad guy.
How did he hate you? No, he lost respect for you because he was there when you were bitching about the FCC under the Clintons, where you received record fines for naughty words. And Donald Trump was there supporting you. At the time, the Clinton administration and their three-letter agencies were prosecuting you in the court of public opinion. Donald Trump appeared on your show 40 times. And then because your career was largely over and you wanted to be a part of the elite, you decided that you had to get in line and endorse and support Hillary Clinton. This idea, people are like, Donald Trump expects a complete undying loyalty and sycophants. No, I think a guy who actually helped your ratings more than 40 times, who stood in the pocket for you when you were being taken off the air, people were trying to take you off the air, and he stood by you as a friend. I don't think that it's wrong for him to feel betrayed when you endorse his political opposition from whom he was defending you.
What a piece of shit. Okay, the next clip, Crowder makes fun of the douche chill seminar that we have all seen 100 times.
Oh.
And I'll just go ahead and play the clip.
Our seminar.
And here's the thing. He changed his broadcasting style in I would say the mid 2000 teens. And that was when there was the emergence of podcasting. Then you saw, the kind of woke mob sort of rise up. I think he was afraid of what he had done in the past. And his show wasn't doing as well because his shock jock stuff wasn't as shocking anymore. There was a leaked company-wide seminar in the 2000 teens showing Stern freaking out over the future of the show and wanting to change everything. Why? So they could make more money.
Some people around here look like zombies from Walking Dead.
Oh my God, my favorite clip.
Radio station. We look like we have homeless people working here. And I got to tell you something, it's off-putting and scary. We got to work on our appearance. Sirius has treated us in a very...
Does it not amaze you that even today we're playing clips about what slobs they are and how they put their feet up on the glass tables?
And nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
I mean, the summit did nothing because this
Maybe
organization...
maybe 10 minutes, it changed.
Yeah,
remember Jason started blazer and looking like shit. They all started looking like shit.
The organization, any organization, is only as good as the person at top.
Yes, of course.
And well, look what's at top of this organization.
There you go.
Grave digger.
We're gonna fix that.
Grave digger.
I've heard Scott Greenstein say,
he looks like the body
why
that's
would we
robbed
put them
from
on
the
your
grave.
show? Like we're the enemy. Right, Gary? There was some comment made. I forget who the artist was. Why would we put them on your show? Well, what are you, high? You put them on our show because we're the only channel anyone's listening to.
You're the only channel, but you're not the only show. See, he didn't understand the way media is consumed. For the king of all media, who was leaving out a big chunk. What was it? Oh, yeah. The internet. Kind of facing cable and terrestrial radio and satellite radio. And that is when we see the shift in his style, where he made up with Ellen DeGeneres. He made up with Kathy Lee Gifford. All of a sudden, he's praising Rosie O'Donnell. All of a sudden, he doesn't like Donald Trump. It's really hard to know what is genuine with someone like that. And I don't want to be in the business of questioning motive, but we have no reason to believe it stems from anything other than self-preservation. And we certainly can see that he reviles you, the average American citizen, which makes sense that he went from having Trump on nonstop to then Hillary Clinton, Biden, and now Harris. So in other words, when Howard Stern was the people's choice back in the day, Donald Trump was there and the people liked him. When Howard Stern has told the people that he doesn't want you listening to him anymore, now you have the elites on his show. Hillary Clinton, Biden, Kamala Harris. And can we just honestly acknowledge something here really quickly? Biden, Clinton, Harris, versus Donald Trump. Who's more cool? Think about it.
Yeah. Who's more likely to do well on that show? And bring an
Exactly.
audience? Like, do you think people really want to tune in and hear Hillary Clinton? By the way, her interview was at the end of 2019. You had all of 17, all of 18, and all of 19 of Donald Trump's record of massive economic growth, doing a wonderful job. This is pre-COVID. And you're going to bring Hillary Clinton on to complain about losing the last election one more time? All right.
There's one last clip. I should have put it in last week. It's the one thing Howard Stern has not flip-flopped on.
I'm gonna say, unfortunately, the only thing that Stern has never flip-flopped on is that haircut from the 80s.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
He's one alcoholic looking like more alcoholic Slash.
Oh, he looks like poison.
And thank you, everybody, once again.
Oh, you're so
I
cute.
just like that, Mr.
Trusted news sources in America. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dangles. Thank you.
It's nice to see Howard getting noticed by other people and just getting his asshole fucking reamed because he deserves every last ounce of it. He really does. You know, the thing they missed is that he is doing Dangles. Thank you so much. That is just wonderfully put together. But it's just, you know, the best part they didn't put up on is that he's doing a podcast in his basement.
Is he the only one that doesn't get the irony of him bitching about other people's shows? I mean, it's just it's delicious. It's delicious that people realize this.
They're
Nothing warms the cockles of my heart, though, more than people referencing back to the summit. I mean, it's just Pelican Brief is just it's a gift that keeps giving. It really is.
That thing never goes away. It is literally never-ending entertainment, never-ending. It's evergreen. It is truly evergreen. Because the show literally has not moved an inch with Mr. Podcast. Nothing has changed. The show has not become better. They have no A-list guest. They have no B-list guest. They literally have nothing coming on at all anymore. And
it's completely self-indulgent. It's nothing. It has nothing to do with anything other than what he wants. And you know what? Listen, you've been in radio a bazillion years. If that's what you fucking, if you want share, go sure.
He went out of radio 20 years ago. He's been doing a podcast since then. And now he's really doing a podcast for the last 4 years. So we can't really say he's on radio anymore. He's on a podcast. He's the world's worst podcaster who's self-indulging himself with people that no one wants to hear about. No one.
Podcast
the TikToker.
And that's pretty much who he is. And so okay, so that's that. So then tomorrow we have Cher. Who the hell knows what else would go on? Maybe they'll give us some whole talks before Cher comes in.
No.
But the odds are no.
It will be Josh Brolin victory lap.
Of course we'll have a victory lap. Sure.
That will be 30 minutes of the morning.
And we might get
maybe something short. I don't know if whole talks will be short enough.
We don't know when Cher's coming in. I don't even care.
She'll come in at 8.
It's not even worth pontificating about. But yeah, 8 seems to be the key time now.
He'll be out by 10.
It'll be good 2 hours, and then that'll be the end of the show. And that'll be his Friday, and that's that. All right, so that's it. That's all we got for tonight. It is time to bid you adieu. I rambled seriously for an hour and a half straight by myself. So, and
it was 45 minutes. I was only 45 minutes late.
No, sweetheart, no.
It was a little after 9. You started at 8:15.
A little after 9.
50. All right, 50 minutes. It was 9:10 when I came.
No, because you missed out on Xavier, who came in before you. So, and he came in about 45 minutes later. You're all just
no way he came in 45 minutes later. I literally got home at 9:05, got all ready, came in here, and it was like 9:10.
Balloon Knot, what would you like me to wear tomorrow night? You tell me. Balloon Knot. You tell me what color. I can't guarantee you an outfit, but you tell me what color you want me to wear tomorrow night, and I will wear it. Okay. if I have it in my power by which to wear.
No one's asking
So,
you what I want to wear.
yeah, because you know what? Because really, Dennis, because really, you always look
Teasing.
cute.
I'm utterly teasing.
You always look cute.
But
So
I'm wearing a collared shirt tonight.
okay, something see-through. Okay, yes, that's exactly what I'll wear.
I'll wear something see-through tomorrow. Okay.
Dennis will wear. Dennis will
I'll be-
take the helm on that
I'll
one.
be
for
nice
tomorrow.
and hairy. It'll be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see what I can do for you, balloon knot. Follow Dennis on DJ.
Chartreuse? Jake Canada wants chartreuse.
Listen, it was balloon knots question, so this is not up for a discussion. So I'll see what I can wear that's see-through tomorrow to make you happy. Okay. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll have much more to talk about. No, well, probably not. Honestly, probably not.
No, not really. No.
No, not really. All right. Goodbye. We'll see you. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at radiogunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.